Welcome, Enrico. And let's start by explaining what Opendot Lab is.
Opendot is a fab lab that's started in 2014. It was founded by an interaction design studio. But I was coming from the experience of FabLab Torino, so the fab lab founded and supported by Arduino, and FabLab Italia, that was the first fab lab in Italy. In Turin, actually, we got an event called Hackability. That was the first hackathon organized to put together people with disabilities, physical limitation in general, with makers and innovators. And from that experience, we moved on into the experience of Opendot, and we started creating a link with a foundation that takes care of kids with neurological diseases. They do that for free, funding the entire process through private funds, so they have no public support, and that allows them to be quite innovative in what they do. So this is exactly a 3D printed replica of what they were doing with plaster. It helps the kids to keep the proper position, in particular when they are sleeping, because some disease force, keep some muscles always tense and some muscles always relaxed. So this brings the kids, for instance, to move the feet from the outside. So because of this defect, it could happen that after a while they have to go through surgery. And to avoid that, they were doing it by hand, keeping the feet in the position. Those objects were very heavy, fragile, easy to break, and if you need a replica, you have to do it from scratch again. So we had a co-design session at a certain point. After a few months, we were working together with the families of the kids to understand what the problems were, which kind of problems the families has. And more than one family was saying it's a problem during the summer to keep the rigid, I don't know the English for that, to be honest. the structures that keeps the feet in the proper position, because it's made out of plastic, and it's just a sheet of plastic that it's bent around the feet of the kid. So during the summer, you have to keep that, and on top of that, shoes, because that's the only way to keep it in the proper position. You can't use sandals. That's a very, very complex topic. So I try to simplify and be brief. We actually thought, and we are working on a line of products going to be called Unico, so unique. Because there's a difference between design for all, so I design something that fits everybody, more or less everybody, and design for each. So I design a process that fits everybody, but then everyone has his own objects, because and it's designed for him. Parametric software in an agile way, not expensive, but it's a different mind approach to the production. The first one can be industrialized, and the second one no. It must be digitally made, because the process is digital. So we are working on that, and we are facing a bunch of problems with certifications, tests, being approved by the public health system. So those things gives an idea of how slow is the official process compared to the not official one. So somehow our objective is not to change the system, but to show to the official system that there is an alternative. Because we can't change the system, but the system could change if they see that there's an alternative to work with. So I met David in Boston, I think. As I said before, I think that there's a need of meaning in what we do.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like super skilled, but they're not satisfied about what they're developing because what they are developing is not so meaningful. And what happened in Boston was basically that. So Neil put together a lot of impressive people, from movie makers to biohackers to people that build incredible robotics creatures. But still, all those projects were not having an impact on everyday life. While what David was telling was very interesting to me because of that. So at the beginning, I really appreciated the fact that he wasn't like speaking in a fanatic way about technology. It was the opposite, saying, okay, I need this. If 3D printers can solve it, that's good. Otherwise, I will look for a solution somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I think that's the right approach. So not starting from the technology, but starting from what we need, and then check if the technology can solve it.